welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast, recording this on a Saturday night, a special Saturday night, because the Kings have done something they have only done 7 other times in 39 years. Make it 8 tonight. They have 40 wins in a season. Shout out to those 3 guys who are leaving the California Classic in San Francisco. They said, we're getting 40 wins, let's go. Little did we know, we would be talking about that on March 11th on a Saturday night when the Kings go on the road. After Mike Brown called them out, they go on the road to take on the Suns. Fox and Sabonis don't even score 20. Keegan gives you 0. Kevin Huerter, he had 9, but it was the Kings benching the hero of all heroes. Kessler Edwards coming up big, and the Kings get the win in the Valley of the Sun, 128-119. They're 8-1 since the break, 40 wins. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan and Reagan. How are we doing tonight?
Wonderful after that recap. Wonderful. Tonight is special. Tonight we celebrate 40. All you other teams out there that have gotten to 40 all those other years, laughing about that, I don't give one shit. Actually, I don't give 4 fucks. Shout out Jordy. You got that drop?
I don't give 4 fucks about winning and losing.
Thank you.
I do have KG too.
Fuck you mean? The Kings ain't going nowhere. It's real. The Kings are real.
Well, it was a big time performance. The Kings are now 40-26 after beating the Phoenix Suns tonight. Of course, no Kevin Durant in the game. Suns playing without him, but it's a Suns team that had won 4 in a row, and the Kings needed to respond. That's what I was looking for tonight. You know, Mike Brown ripped the hell out of them in the press conference after beating the Knicks the other night.
Yeah.
So how are they going to respond tonight in Phoenix? They responded. They didn't get destroyed on the boards. They were taking on a team that was not only top 5 in three-point shooting, but top 5 in offensive rebounds. The Kings had more offensive rebounds tonight. They had more second chance points tonight, and they had to grind this game out. There was nothing easy about it, but the thing that impressed me most, Morgan, they brought it. They brought the edge. They brought the toughness, and I'll tell you what, it starts with De'Aaron Fox, who was picking up CP3 full court in his junk to start the game. He was ready to go. They were flying everywhere defensively. Suns can still get buckets. They were knocking down some threes for a little bit.
Were.
You know, whatever. But at the end of it, they end up shooting 13 of 44 from 3. You hold them well below their average, which is top 5 best in the NBA. The Kings played really fun defense tonight, held them to 24 points in the 4th quarter. That was fun to see. What impressed you tonight with the Kings win?
I think it's the response to how do you respond to a win, but it wasn't a great win, and you come out on the road against a still very good team in the NBA. I think some people want to always add in, but no, Kevin Durant. They were getting wins before Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant added when he came, but they are capable of winning and playing high-level basketball. Kings responding tonight against a good team like the Suns, the details, the attention to the details tonight, the way that the second unit stepped up when they needed it so bad. I mean, when I say so bad, your 2 best players on the squad weren't producing their high-level offense, all those points that they're used to scoring. Other guys were stepping up, contributing. They were getting rebounds. They were playmaking. Deuce, I'm talking about the offensive end. I mean, you go to the defensive end, the in-game adjustments made. Oh, wow, let's keep switching and having Trey Lyles go to Chris Paul. Timeout. Let's figure this out. Make the correct adjustment. That's what they did, you guys. That's what good teams do. In-game adjustments, especially on the defensive end.
I loved it. I love the effort tonight from this group. It's not easy to go and take on a Suns team that, by the way, is trying to catch up to you, right? They are behind you. They could pick up a game tonight. That would have put them up 3-0 in the season series with 1 more to play. That would have been bad, but this Kings team took punches tonight. That's the other thing. They got down. They took a fat punch in that first quarter, Morgan Reagan, when they were down 17-6, and you're going, oh, man. they're missing some shots. It felt like the Kings were trying to play with so much pace that they were taking quick shots, not always the best shots. It felt like, hey, Mike Brown was like, push the pace tonight, but it didn't need to be chaotic. It was a little chaotic early
They were
in the
trying to
game.
match the Suns' pace, and it was like, whoa, it's okay, guys. Keep playing your game.
And they played their game. And I thought the other thing that really jumped out to me in that first quarter is once they settled down, Brown goes to the Kings bench, and we'll talk about that. They got to the free throw line. They took 15 free throws in the first quarter of this game. But the thing I love about tonight is just the fact that this team punched him a few times early in the game, responded. In the third quarter, responded. In the fourth quarter, responded. And the Kings closed the right way. The defense made some big plays down the stretch. It's a significant win. It's significant not only because you go beat the team that's chasing you, but the 40 win mark does matter. And other NBA cities make, oh my God, you're getting so excited for 40 wins. It's so cute. Look, there's still, 16 games to play here. The Kings can still make some noise. I mean, I didn't think we could be talking about a potential 50-win season, but it's not crazy to suggest that at this point. The Kings are 8-1 since the break. They've won 11 of their last 14 games. The offense is outrageous. On a night in which De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis don't even score 20 points, Kevin Huerter, as I mentioned at the start, had 9 points. Keegan Murray did not score in 15 minutes of work. The Kings still put up 128 points because they had, 7 players in double figures, including 9 players. 9 of the 10 had 9 or more in the game. You have to get contributions from everybody this time of year, and they showed up big time.
Here's the second free throw from Domas. Got them both. And so the final separation probably not going to be indicative of how tight this game was. 128-119. Here is a pass out on the wing. Okogie going to shoot a three to beat the buzzer. It's no good. And the Sacramento Kings, for the first time in 3 games against the Phoenix Suns, get the victory. The road win is an important one for Sacramento. They're all important now, coming down the stretch. But how about these Kings who've now won 8 of their last 9, 11 of their last 14. They've improved their record to 40-26.
Man, that sounds so sweet from the G-Man. Gary Gerald. Yes, the Kings get the win. We talked about what we liked from the Kings defense at the start of the show before the chaos broke with our 40-win crew. We got to talk about Kessler Edwards. It wasn't Keegan Murray's night tonight. I thought the Kings don't really have a guy, in my opinion, in their starting lineup that feels like a good matchup for defending Devin Booker.
Yeah.
They, sometimes put Barnes on him. Keegan, I would say put Fox on him, if anyone.
Sure.
It wasn't working. Keegan had one of those games. You're like, he was just off tonight. It looked like a rookie out there. And what did Mike Brown do? He went to the bench, went with Kessler Edwards. So at the 6:53 mark, the Kings were down 17-6. They put Mitchell, Huerter, Kessler, HB, and Sabonis in. Kessler Edwards, man, the Kings got clowned at the trade deadline. That's all they did? They just took a donation for Kessler Edwards? He's not even playing. Oh, my, the Kings need help. Look, all the teams around him. Look, I was kind of guilty of it, too. I thought, maybe the Kings are going to do more at the deadline. They did not.
Didn't.
But in a meaningful game,
Yeah.
Kessler Edwards, who, by the way, is just 22 years old.
Right.
He's got great size, 6'8", 6'9", 6'11" wingspan.
There you
Came
go.
in and made life difficult for Devin Booker.
Yep.
And Devin's going to get his. He's a great player. He's one of my favorite players in the league, but Kessler Edwards came in and was ready.
And he did the same thing, you guys, against Anthony Edwards. It was a small sample size, so I was like, all right, everybody calm down, right? Like, you didn't want to get too excited about it. But he has that modern-day NBA body. He has that length, like you said, the 6'11" wingspan. He's young. So for him to be able to take up so much space with his arms out, his arms up, stay vertical, hands in the passing lane, and then be able to move laterally pretty well. It's exactly the type of player that the Kings were missing. Now, so many others wanted a player that would just be like, hey, can he score and be this defensive player, this two-way guy, wing, right away, especially not knowing Harrison Barnes' future. Whatever you have in Kessler Edwards, you have on both ends of the floor. And you don't need him to add a whole bunch on the offensive end because you already have guys who produce at a high level. But, he still showed up on the offensive end as well.
He was so big tonight. And he came in and played physical, too. Like, he was not only getting into Devin Booker, playing the passing lanes well, contesting his shots, he was rebounding the ball. He came in tonight. Kessler Edwards comes in a big-time game and gives you 12 points, 7 rebounds. He also has a steal. He did on 4 of 6 shooting, including 2 of 4 from 3. Yeah, this dagger late.
Clutch points. The NBA's leader is De'Aaron Fox. He gives it up to Malik Monk. Driving a kick. Kessler Edwards for 3. He's got the triple. The unexpected three-point shot from Kessler Edwards. He's knocked down his second of the ball game. The Kings have a 6-point lead. 38 seconds to go. 124-118.
Huge three-pointer, and that was right off the heels of the play where Fox had the steal, the look ahead to Kessler, who turned it over, and on the other end, Ayton had the and one. It could have been a 6-point game had the Kings scored. Instead, Ayton with the and one cut it to 1. It looked like a disastrous moment, but he came up big late with that big three-pointer. This is the type of player the Kings need, right? Someone with length, the wing spot. If you can have him be an impactful player coming off your bench, be able to defend some guys. He earned some playing time tonight. He won the defensive player of the game chain, too, from the coaching staff.
Yeah,
Morgan.
when he was sitting at the podium, I forget who he was sitting with. Was it Monk?
Chimezi
Metu. When he was sitting there, he's so defined. He's so strong. Like, he has big shoulders, big muscles. Like, he has strength.
Sorry, were you describing me or Kessler?
Kessler.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
got really confused. For
Kessler
a second.
Edwards?
No, I got it.
Yeah, no, definitely not you. And seeing that, I know I hate when people take too much or look too much into, body size, and really someone can be super strong. For example, Trey Lyles, a super strong guy, and I'm not talking about his shoulders all the time, but with Kessler Edwards, you look at his body, you look at his size, you look at his length, and then you look at him as a high IQ guy too, right? He makes instinctual plays defensively, and I just appreciate what he's brought in this 1 month of playing with the Kings.
Yeah, and we have seen like brief glimpses, right? He had that moment against Minnesota. We're like, oh, maybe he earned some playing time, but you got to stay ready. And I think tonight served him well. Like, he's going to get playing time. You have to think, too, back to when the Kings started the season. They had KZ Okpala. They wanted some length, a wing defender, but KZ gave you nothing offensively.
Sure.
And that became a major factor. Well, at least Kessler has the ability to go out there and rebound. That's something KZ kind of struggled with, too. He rebounds, and he can hit a shot from the outside. You don't need him to score 20 points a game. You need a guy that's going to come off your bench and give you something. The bench was everything for Sacramento in this win against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, and you talked about the rebounds, too. I know you already mentioned the 7 rebounds, but you think about going up against a team like the Phoenix Suns, who are one of the top offensive rebounding teams, especially. And you know what just happened last time against the New York Knicks. They got a lot of offensive rebounds. They got a lot of second chance opportunities. Didn't happen as much tonight for the Phoenix Suns. They ended up with 7 offensive rebounds, which led to 7 second chance points. And I loved the hustle from everyone, but truly when that bench came in, Deuce, especially Trey Lyles, just things were changing.
Yeah, Trey Lyles hit some big shots again tonight. I mean, Trey Lyles has just been steady, especially since the All-Star break. He had 13 points. He had 4 rebounds, 4 of 8 shooting, 3 of 5 from downtown. And that's just been significant. The bench was just outstanding. I mean, I go up and down. Chimezi Metu, I've been hard on Chimezi. He came in. The guy had 3 steals.
Yes, because he was playing up in guys, and whatever he was told stuck with him and was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight to be efficient with my minutes and to stay out there on the floor. I love that. Is that okay that I'm officially a Trey Bay?
I think we're all Trey Bay. Hey, chat, you guys all Trey Bays with us?
I asked Kyle Draper, I was like, wait, are you a Trey Bay? And he goes, I'm nobody's Bay. And
I am 100% Trey Bay, but I do
He's a
remember
Trey
Drapes. By the way, Morgan was filling in as an analyst tonight.
Yes, let's go.
With Kyle Draper. And I remember Kyle last year talking up Trey Lyles a lot.
He loved Trey Lyles and was like, hey, is he going to be the answer at that 4 spot? And I think we all were wondering if that's what Trey Lyles' role was going to be. And you see what he really can do as that backup 5, small ball 5, that pick and pop, that his ability to stretch the floor. I mean, his defensive game and his strength alone to hold his ground when bigger guys are going at him. There's so many great things that Trey Lyles does. And tonight, adding those 13 points and hitting 3 of 5 from beyond the arc is just some big moments from him.
Yeah, the bench as a whole. Davion Mitchell tonight.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Brought it defensively. We actually saw Fox Mitchell in that game, too.
I know.
That was kind of encouraging to see. We saw that in the fourth quarter, actually, for a little bit. I thought what I loved about Davion, I think he needed the All-Star break almost more than anyone. Get away, kind of reset, refocus. Since that time, he's been much more of a confident player offensively. I think he's been more decisive, understanding that, hey, and he still has these bad habits of over dribbling at times, but to see him come out and attack the basket, knock down some threes, I thought he was huge for Sacramento. Davion played 15 minutes, just under 60 minutes, gave you 13 points, 5 of 7 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3. What do you like about the dog?
I mean, it's kind of like you said, just much quicker decisions as of late. And his ability to switch his mindset mid-season is incredible. And I think, again, you got to give credit to Mike Brown, who does a great job communicating with guys and getting through to his players, whether it's tough love or whether it's just he's talking to them on a daily basis. Whatever it is that he told Davion Mitchell and Davion Mitchell is responding with, it just goes to show Mike Brown's ability as a coach to get through to guys. And to be able to do that mid-season, I just think is incredible. And I'm just so happy that Davion Mitchell is playing a little bit more free.
It means everything for this team.
Yes.
To be able to go to their bench and at least not have that drop off. And on a night like tonight, where I felt like Fox and Sabonis, and the Suns did a good job. I felt like Sabonis, they were really physical with Fox and Sabonis. I thought Fox actually deserves some more foul calls, to be honest. It's crazy that the Kings shot 37 free throws and Fox only took 2 of those.
Ugh.
The other thing I would say, too, is the Suns are one of the better teams in the league at protecting the paint, too. They're just long. They make it challenging. They're going to try to get into you. They've got multiple guys, up and down their roster. Okogie can get after it. TJ Warren can get after it. Torrey Craig, that's not even including, someone like Devin Booker. Like, these guys usually are pretty locked in and they can make life challenging for you. And then DeAndre Ayton has obviously great size too, who could block some shots. So it wasn't as easy inside the paint for Sacramento. I felt like they still got things done, though. And when Fox and Sabonis aren't having their A game, so to speak, who else is going to step up? The bench did. Malik Monk, I mean, he came in and hit some huge shots. That one play where I went, no. Me and Jason were watching the game. It was off the turnover. I'm like, no. Why are you launching it? And he goes in. That was a bank 3. Remember the bank 3? I think that was the bank 3. You're like, are you kidding me? He takes some shots sometimes
he
that
makes
you go,
some
oh my
passes that you go, oh my God.
But then he makes the play and you're like, wow.
Yep. Or someone else makes him look good with it. And it's like, oh, wow, he started with that. He's the one that created. And Deuce, the last 3 minutes, I think it was like the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds of that third quarter, he had scored 10 points in that final 3:30 of that third. And
Dude.
I mean, he was just that energetic boost that you needed late in that second half, and he added that. I just love, again, how he responded, because we saw how he played in that first half against the Knicks and then didn't see much playing time in that second half. And that can ruin a guy's confidence, especially with someone like Malik Monk, who walks around with so much confidence. And then Frankie Cardicelli put out some video at practice the other day. They were like making Malik Monk do push-ups or whatever. And you just felt this good vibe, this good energy of whatever was going down with them. And you just see it translate into these games with the way that they play with so much joy and they share the basketball.
We haven't played this game in a while.
Oh, what game?
If I would have told you.
Oh, no.
If I would have told you before this game.
No.
That Fox was 8 of 22. At 18 points. Sabonis had 17 points, but he only had 8 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan Murray gave you 0 points in his minutes. And Kevin Huerter had 9 points.
Yeah.
Devin Booker had 28. And then Chris Paul had Chris Paul had 16 and 16. And DeAndre Ayton had 22 and 12. What would you say?
I would say, oh, man.
That's a
tough
loss.
night for the Sacramento Kings.
They lost. Tough
night.
Yeah. Dude.
Not with the second unit. Not with Kessler Edwards. Which, by the way, if you would have told me that Kessler Edwards had this game tonight, I'd be like, who got hurt? Right?
Right.
I mean, like, truly,
Well,
that
and-
would have been my first thought.